Welcome, I'm Claire from Inspiratrix Yoga, and here's a set of somatic exercises for you. These are from Hanna Somatics, and they're known as cat stretches because cats do this thing called pandiculation, where they'll activate a set of muscles and then relax them. And then they'll activate another muscles and then they're relaxing them. So it's actually not about stretching. It's actually about getting muscles to activate and then very, very, very slowly releasing them. And this is helpful because it's strengthening, and also it can really help you let go of the held tension in muscles. Enjoy this series. So lie on your back. With the knees bent, arms resting on the floor. So the first one we'll just focus on the lower back. On the inhale, you'll slightly arch the lower back away from the floor. Tailbone tilts down towards the floor, lower back lifts. Then as you exhale, I want you to relax the lower back and feel how the back will move towards the floor, softening back to its natural curve. So on inhale, you're actively arching the lower back away from the floor, making space between the lower back and the floor. On the exhale, relaxing that movement, relaxing it really slowly. So you're coming out of it really, really slowly. That's very helpful for helping the muscles to release tension. Do 2 more of those, going slowly, particularly with the exhale. And then once you've done those 2, straighten the legs out and pause. Pause with the eyes closed. Noticing any effects of that simple practice. Noticing sensation in the body and anything else that arises. For the next one, you'll bend the knees and clasp both hands behind your head. Now the focus is on the front of the belly and on the abdominal muscles that kind of connect down between the front ribs and the front of the pelvis, and also a little bit at the sides as well. So hands are behind the head. We'll kind of mix it up with the previous movement. Inhale, slightly arch the low back away from the floor. Exhale, let that soften. And then also lift the head and shoulders up off the floor, shortening across the belly. Come down on an inhale, but make it a very, very, very slow inhale. And when the head reaches the floor, then let the elbows come down to the floor. Exhale, just pausing here. Inhale, slightly arch the low back. Feel how something happens in the lower back when you do that. Exhale, flatten the lower back. Just flattening by relaxing rather than pushing down. Then lift the head and shoulders up. This is a long exhale. Shortening the space between the ribs and the front of the pelvis. Elbows pointing towards the knees. Come down now on a very long, slow inhale. The slower you can make this inhale and this descent, the better. Letting the elbows come down right at the end. Exhaling and pausing. Inhale, arching the low back. Exhale, relax the arch. Lift head and shoulders up. Feeling how the belly is part of what's happening with that belly. Maybe even you can feel other muscles working too. On the inhale, let that work at the belly go really slowly. Just letting that go slowly, 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 so the head comes down to the floor. And then let your elbows come down to the floor. Exhale, pausing and resting. Do one more like that, starting with arching the low back. Once you're done with that, rest the hands near the hips, straighten the legs, close your eyes and feel into what the internal effects of that were. What parts of you you're particularly aware of? What sensations? And anything else that arises. The next one we'll do, you'll be lying on the belly. And then this one now, let's do this with your right elbow up near your face, right hand underneath the face. So your left cheek is on the right hand, and you're looking towards the right elbow. Left arm could be just on the floor next to your left hip. And then there's an arm and leg movement here, but let's just start with the arm movement. On the inhale, you'll be lifting the right arm and the head up. On the exhale, very slowly, lower the arm and the head down to the floor. And with all of these movements, I want you to stay within a range of movement that's comfortable. So you're not going into stretching, you're not going into discomfort. Let's do that one more time. So on the inhale, head and arm lift. On the exhale, again, slow, but very slow exhale. So you're releasing as you come out, lowering right back down to the floor, letting your weight settle on the floor. We'll also combine this with a bit of a leg movement. Let's just do the legs to begin with. So you'll actually start by hiking the right hip up a bit. So you're moving the right hip sort of down to the floor and up to your right elbow a little bit, but then lifting the left leg. And then the left leg comes down. So on the inhale, hike the right hip up a little bit and forwards, and then left leg lifts up. Exhale, lowering the leg back down to the floor. But we're going to do this with both the arm and the leg at the same time. So let's try that now. On the inhale, initiate by hiking the right hip up. Lift the right arm up. Lift the left leg up. Exhale, lowering down to the floor. So inhale, lifting slowly. Exhale, very slowly coming down. Do one more on that side. Making the exhale as slow as you can. Now come to the other side. Turn your head so it's facing towards the left. Have your left hand underneath the left cheek. Right arm could come down next to the right hip. So we can go straight to doing the arm and leg at the same time. Inhale, start by hiking the left hip up. Lift the right leg, lift the left arm and the head. Exhale very slowly, releasing down to the floor, releasing all the way down so you're resting. Good. Inhale, hike the left hip, lift left arm, lift right leg, just so far as is comfortable. You don't have to go to your maximum. Exhale, slowly coming down to the floor until you're completely released. Do 2 more on your own. Once you're done, pausing for a moment or two. Feeling the effects of that simple movement. Then come onto your back again. We'll focus on the front body again, and this time on a crossways movement. So you'll be lifting your head and shoulders up and lifting one leg up so that there's a kind of shortening across the front of the body and then a widening across the front of the body. Let's start this with the right hand behind the right head. So you'll be moving the head and the right elbow up, and then you'll also be me lifting the left foot up the floor. Let me talk you into this with this sort of breath pattern. Inhale, slightly arch the low back away from the floor. Exhale, relax the curve in the low back. Lift the head and shoulders up. Lift the left foot up, bringing the elbow and the knee towards each other, shortening between the left hip and the right shoulder. On the inhale, allow that space between the left hip and the right shoulder to widen. Like a long inhale as you really, really slowly come back down to the floor with the head and the foot. Exhale, pausing here. Inhale, slight arch to the low back. Arching the low back away from the floor. Exhale, relax the curve in the low back. Lift the head, lift the left foot, shortening between the left hip and the right shoulder. We're doing this all on one side. Inhale very slowly, returning the foot to the floor, returning the head to the floor. Exhale, pausing here. Inhale, start this by arching the low back away from the floor. Exhale, relax the curve in the low back. Lift head and shoulder, lift left foot. Feeling this crossways shortening across your front body. Inhale, slowly lower the foot and the head. Exhale, resting. Do one more full round on this side. And then pause, bring with both hands on the floor. Notice, and the eyes closed, notice if you feel a difference between left and right. Notice if you feel different amounts of weight between the left side and the right side. So let's do the other one. Take the left hand behind the head. Inhale, slightly arch the low back. Exhale, relax the curve in the low back. Lift the right foot up. Lift the head and the left elbow up. Left elbow moving towards the right knee. Inhale, very slowly releasing out of this. This slow release is really powerful for letting go of tension. Exhale, pausing once you're out of this. Really feeling your weight release to the floor. Inhale, slightly arch low back. Exhale, relax the curve. Lift the head, lift right foot. Inhale, slowly coming down. Exhale, pausing. Continuing that sense of release. Do 2 more rounds now. 2 more full rounds. Really having slowness as a goal. Recognizing how sometimes it takes more strength to move slowly. Once you're done, just pausing, feeling. Observing the effects around your lower back and also your digestive system. The next one we'll do is kind of a lying down twist. So just take the arms out to the side. But it's a little bit different to twists that we've done previously because you'll be rotating the arms as well. And this is also not about going to your maximum. I just want you to go as far as feels comfortable and as far as you're not stretching. So you're just moving within the comfortably available range of movement rather than going right to the edge of the range of movement. It's a slightly different action with this. Start by turning your head to the right and turn the right palm up, turn the left palm down, and move your knees away from the direction you're looking at. But again, just so far as you're not in the stretch and you're still in a comfortable place. Exhale, bring the knees back to the center. Inhale, turn the head to the left, turn the left palm up, and take the knees to the right. Exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, take the head to the right. Right palm turns up, left palm turns down, and the knees go to the left. Exhale, coming back to the center. Inhale, head to the right, right palm up, left palm down, knees to the right. Inhale, come back to the center. Go twice more each way, paying attention to staying within a comfortable range of movement and staying out of stretch. That can be hard if you're used to going further in this pose. Making it about these really slow, controlled movements. Staying with feeling sensation in the body. Once you've done your 2 rounds, just bringing the arms closer to the hips, straightening the legs. Closing the eyes. Checking out what you feel. And by the way, if you get gurglings in the belly as you do this, that's great. You know, things in your digestive system are starting to move. The next one we'll do will be on the side. Come onto your left side, whichever way feels most comfortable to do that. And then support your left hand, your head with your left arm. And set up your legs so as if you were sat on a chair, but of course you're lying on your side. So you should, your hips and knees are bent to a right angle, and you should just about be able to see your toes. Great. So left arm is underneath the head, and then wrap your right arm around the head so you're able to hold on to the head. And again, there's a head movement and a leg movement. So let me show you the head movement first. On the inhale, you're going to lift up the head, kind of short, moving the right armpit down towards your hip. So the right hand side of the waist is shortening. Exhale very slowly, lowering down the head, feeling the side of the waist shortening. So inhale, head lifts up, side of the waist shortens. Have the hand wrapped right around the head so it's slightly supporting the head. Yeah, exhale. Slowly lowering down. So it's a head movement. Let me show you the leg movement. You're going to keep the knees together, but on the inhale, pick your right foot up. So the right thigh is inwardly rotating. Knees stay together. On the exhale, foot slowly comes down to join the other one. So on the inhale, inwardly rotate the right thigh, right foot lifts up. Exhale, slowly bring the foot down. For some reason, this one massively moves my digestion. All right, let's try head and shoulders at the same time. Inhale, lift the head and lift the head up, lift the right foot up, shortening the side of the waist. Make it a slow exhale as the foot comes down, as the head comes down, as the waist lengthens. So inhale, foot lifts up, head lifts down, head lifts up, right armpit moves towards the right hip. Exhale, lengthening the side waist bit by bit as the head comes down, as the foot comes down. Do one more on this side. Okay. Then we'll do this on the other side. So switch over onto your other side. Again, setting yourself up so the knees and hips are at a right angle. All right. And then your right hand is underneath the head. Right arm is underneath the head. Left hand is wrapping around the head. So when you're lifting up, the arm is slightly supporting the head. Let's do the arm and leg at the same time. Inhale, lift the head up, and also lift the left foot up. The knees are staying together. Exhale, let the waist lengthen as the foot comes down and the head comes down simultaneously. There's about a right angle bend on the knee. Inhale, lift the foot up, lift the head up. Shorten the left-hand side of your waist. Exhale, slowly coming out of this. The slower, the better. Feel for there being a release of tension as you come out. Do 2 more. Questing for slowness, particularly on the exhale. Then if you notice parts of you are really holding tension, Feel whether you can release some of that on the exhale. Okay, once you're done with that, pause for a moment on your side. And we'll come into a couple of movements seated. Bring your right knee a little bit closer to the chest and the left leg a little bit further away. And then press the hands into the floor so you can sit up. I'm actually going to mirror you now. So stay with your right leg in front and then left knee bent to the side. If this feels kind of not so good in the hips, you'll need to lift your hips up. So sit on some blocks or sit on some cushions if this is too much pressure. Or if kind of your knees are just not up for doing this kind of shape, you might need to straighten the leg, something like that. Or even doing this sitting in a chair would work. And then from here, we're coming into a bit of a twist. Take your right hand out to the side on the floor and cross your left hand over onto the right shoulder. All right, inhale and twist around to your right, looking around to the right. Exhale, come back to the middle. Inhale, slowly twisting around to the right. Exhale, slowly coming back to the middle. Inhale, twist around to the right. This time, you'll stay there with the torso, but on the exhale, you'll turn the head the other way, so the head is looking back. Inhale, look around to the right again. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Then turn the head all the way around to the right. We'll do one more thing on this side. Bring both hands to the floor on the right-hand side. And then you'll be doing a thing where you're looking up and down, but you'll be looking the head up and down, but doing the opposite thing with the eyes. So inhale, look up with, turn your head as if you're going to look up at the ceiling, but I want you to keep your eyes looking down at the ground. So head is moving up, eyes are looking down. Exhale, reverse that. Nod your head forward, but look up with the eyes. The eyes are looking up and the head is looking down. All right, inhale, head is looking up, but keep your eyes looking down at the floor. Exhale, head moving down, eyes looking up towards the ceiling. Do 2 more rounds of that. And then once you're done with that, you'll need to change your legs over or figure out how this will work for you to do it on the other side. Changing the legs over the other way around or switching around somehow. Being on whatever props you need to do or making whatever modifications you need to. Let's have the left hand down on the floor. You might be able to put the whole hand on the floor. If you're up on some props, you might need to be on the fingertips or even put props underneath the fingertips as well. Put props underneath the hands if your hips are up. Okay, and then we were doing that twist. Take your right hand onto the left shoulder. Inhale and twist the torso and the head around to your left. You'll find that the right hip lifts, that's fine. Exhale, coming back to the center. Inhale, twisting around to the right. Exhale, coming back to the center. Inhale, twist all the way around to the right. Now keep your torso here, but exhale, turn the head around to the right-hand side. Inhale, just moving the head. Bringing it to the left. Exhale, taking the head to the right. One more time. And then we'll do that thing with the head and the eyes. Take both hands down towards the floor on the left-hand side. So you're your torso's twisted that way, your head's twisted that way. And then let's say, inhale, start to nod your head upwards, but look the eyes down towards the floor. Exhale, start to nod the head downwards, but look your eyes up towards the ceiling. So inhale, head nods upwards, eyes look down towards the floor. Exhale, head moves down, but the eyes are looking up towards the ceiling. Do that 2 more times, 2 more rounds. And then once you're done with that, come into a comfortable seated position, whatever's most comfortable for you, or lie down and pause for a moment. With the eyes closed, noticing the breath and the body. Noticing the effects of all those movements. Noticing how your mind is right now. And noticing any sensation, warmth or coolness, pressure, heaviness, lightness, sense of internal movement or a sense of numbness or pain, any sensations. Subtle sensations are good too. So that's not the full set of all these micro movement somatic exercises, but that's quite a few of them. They're a really nice warm up to do. They're a really nice practice for sort of getting in the body and mobilizing. Thank you for joining me for this practice of somatic yoga today. I would love to know how you found it. So leave me a comment or send me a message. And if you're not sure how to do that, head over to my website, inspiratrix.co.uk. You can always send me a message via the contact form there. I hope to practice with you again another day.